Well, if you've lived in this part of Mississippi for any length of time, you've no doubt heard of Yazoo clay. Now, Yazoo clay is a geologic formation. It's found in Alabama and Mississippi. It preserves fossils, but it's not a good material to build on because moisture causes extreme changes in its volume. It creates foundation problems for Clinton, Madison, Ridgeland, Pearl, Flowood, and Jackson. And for years, Jackson's numerous water main breaks have been blamed on that shifting Yazoo clay. Well, after last month's winter emergencies left the city with low pressure or no water at all and caused kids to miss days and days of school and left businesses shuttered, we dug a little deeper and found that Jackson's busted pipes may indeed be caused by something else. We started our quest at the Mississippi Department of Environmental Quality and asked state geologist Dr. David Dockery,
we have talked about in here.
Why does only Jackson experience severe weather main breaks if the surrounding cities are also built on Yazoo clay?
The reason for that is it's not related to Yazoo clay. The Yazoo clay is under all these cities, and yet Jackson is the one having trouble with losing water pressure and water main breaks. And the simple reason for that is that the surrounding cities are on groundwater from the Sparta aquifer, and that water is 86 degrees Fahrenheit when it comes out of the ground. So it's always warm. The temperature does not vary, so in the winter they've got 86-degree water going through their water mains.
Here is where it gets interesting. The groundwater pumped from wells in surrounding communities is warmed by remnant heat released from the 70-million-year-old Jackson Dome, an extinct volcanic feature situated approximately 2,500 feet beneath Jackson. Jackson, on the other hand, does not use the warm groundwater. Instead, Jackson uses surface water from the Ross Barnett Reservoir. The reservoir is shallow and wide, and it acclimates to temperature change relatively quickly during the winter months.
Ambient temperature of the ground at Jackson is 67 degrees. So the water mains and the ground are stable at 67 degrees. When you put 37-degree water through the water main, the sealed pipes, they shrink. If you extend that to a 100-meter pipe, you're talking about 2 centimeters. And then if it's a 1,000-meter pipe, that's 20 centimeters. And if it's a 10,000-meter pipe, that's 2 meters of shrinkage of pipe. And, 2 meters is like 6.5 feet. So something's got to give. So it's really, very simple explanation to the problem of that cold water, reservoir water coming through the water system in Jackson.
55 reported water main breaks.
Another water main break in Jackson.
About 5 crews were out today working on 5 different water main breaks, including the one
What we experienced in January was a repeat of what happened in January of 2010. After that crisis, Dr. Dockery wrote an article in detail with graphs and photos. He told how he finally came to the conclusion that even in Jackson's worst winters, there was no good explanation of how 5 inches of frozen ground could break a water main buried 4 feet below the surface. That it had to be the extremely cold surface water running through the aged pipes that caused them to shrink and break. Now it was time to sit down with Jackson's new Public Works Director, Robert Miller. With less than 3 months on the job, Miller found himself on the front line of not one, but 2 winter emergencies. I sent Miller a copy of Dr. Dockery's 8-year-old article and wanted his opinion on it and the feasibility of drilling a well near the O.B. Curtis Water Treatment Plant, and during severe cold temperatures, combining the cold water from the reservoir with the warm groundwater from the Sparta aquifer and sending that mixture through the Jackson water pipes.
I had not seen this research and was able to review it and also discuss it with our engineers, and I found it fascinating. Could we sink a well down into this and use a blending methodology to stabilize our water temperature? That's something that we want to look into as part of a comprehensive long-term facilities plan. That idea will be competing for funding against other infrastructure replacement and renewals.
Miller went on to say that his team will evaluate the idea for several things.
How will our existing water treatment plants be able to treat a blend of surface water which has certain attributes, with groundwater, which has a completely different set of attributes? Can our water treatment plants do that? The second is, what would its reliability be? Is that reservoir one that's in a pretty steady state, or is it in a dynamic state? And the third would be, what is its initial cost and then its long-term cost of ownership over a long life? And so we think that this is a fascinating idea we want to explore further.
So what is the city doing right now? Well, they're doing three things. They're digging up valves that they believe are closed or closed in a broken position, and they're repairing or replacing them. Second, they're finding areas where construction went up to a certain point and then stopped, and they're finishing it now by gridding the system. And finally, they're going to the areas where those pavement cuts were made and then filled with temporary backfill material, and they're paying contractors to scrape the top 2 to 4 inches of that off and replace it with hot asphalt and make a good seam repair so that the driving surface is permanent.